Alright, we are back with more Factorio. Here we go. I am Pax, and we are continuing the playthrough of space exploration, and we're just up here in space enjoying our freshly designed sushi belt for doing all the logistics for space science and a bunch of the production. But we are on the verge of running out of stuff, so the goal for today is to basically build some infrastructure to make sure that the space station is more or less automated. And we're going to start by building some scaffolding out here to create a space for the cargo rocket landing pad. And we'll just stick it right here. And then the point will hopefully have some loaders, and we will just try to jam all the contents that we get from the cargo rocket into the logistics network. And what we'll have to do is try to send down to the base, essentially, the contents of the space station. And we do this by using a signal transmitter. But these things take up a lot of power, 10 megawatts of power. And we're running at 32, so it's a lot of it, but we'll manage. And so then what we're gonna do, so let's see, we're really low on iron plate, okay, is use the roboport to read the contents and also read the contents of the cargo rocket pad. And we'll send this into the transmitter, and we'll transmit onto the novice orbit. And that should send the contents of the network down to the base. So we can use the nav satellite to now wander on over there. Okay, the iron is just sad because, well, there was a drain problem, but I fixed it, but it's still recovering. And I had to fix a lot of these train stations. I had to go around with all the logistics network stations and add this signal to make sure that they don't turn into providers, because that was requesting a bunch of stuff. But okay, so we should see then signals from space, and yeah, so you can see some space pipe, and there's some belts, space underground and stuff like that. So there's some vulcanite, so we know that's from space. And we need to do a couple of rewiring of the inserters over here. So one thing is I want to make sure that these science inserters don't just get disconnected. Then I also want to now use the cargo rocket and directly connect it to these two inserters that manage the cargo rocket sections and the space capsule, because I don't actually want these on the green wire. So now I'm going to disconnect the green wire, and also actually I want to get rid of this one and then disconnect the green wire here as well. So the space station can include these cargo rocket sections, so we don't want to count them, or we don't want these inserters to listen to that, so that's why I'm doing this directly. Okay, and then we need some more logic to also help us with a couple of problems that come up with trying to use the LTN network as well, and the cargo rocket as a cargo rockets. So basically we're going to try to get some decider combinators down here. And the point is that what happens often is the space station runs out of electricity, and then the transmitter stops sending down the contents, which will then cause the logistics train network to go bonkers, delivering all the requests all at once. So what I like to do is have the space station also send down a signal that we are going to use as a flag, which is just say this planet orbit signal. So we'll add that to the network. And then we can use that to gate the logistics train network. So we'll undo this, red wire first to make sure we don't go crazy again. And then we'll stick the green wire in here, and the red wire also in here. And then basically we'll say if the orbit is greater than 0, output everything. And so then we're getting the signal, and you can see there's outputs. And we need another flag where we say the cargo rocket is greater than 0, output everything. And then this will just make sure that the cargo rocket is ready. And so basically we'll use the time it takes to build the cargo rocket to wait, so to make sure that the contents of the delivery are accounted for, because basically when the rocket's in transit they are not accounted for, and then this will cause the request to initiate. But if we just use this flag, we'll wait enough time that the request will not initiate, or the contents will get to the space station before the next cargo rocket is ready. And so then everything will be accounted for in the LTN. Okay, so then now we have a bunch of logic to make sure that launching the rocket doesn't cause the LTN network to go haywire. And it does look like the trains are recovering. Okay, good. Okay, so we also want to maybe change the amounts of this a little bit better. So I was looking at Helmod, and if we change this to 1,000 for a second, we can then press pen. We can see that, yeah, for 1,000 space science we need 1,000 stone, 200 blues, 200 rocket fuel, 200 LDS, 400 motors, 400 steel, and 2,000 lube and 2,000 water. So, I mean, 2,000 is only like 40, so we don't need this much. So I'm going to drop these two down to like only 200. But we might, I don't know, we might need more. We'll see. And the reality is we need LDS and the motors for so many things that I'm going to up these quite significantly, and steel. And I just hope there's enough space on the rocket still for this. So I think probably. Okay, so we'll get more of a balance like that, I think. We could ask for more stone, probably not. The other stuff I think is fine for now, and we'll have to figure it out as we go. So we'll kind of just wait a little bit for those deliveries and check in on the space station, but everything's basically frozen because there's no more space pipe, more or less. So that's blocking everything. And I guess we built a lot of these decontamination facilities. Probably could build more labs, but we need to make more space, and we need to do more science to do that. So let's go back down and see if this is ready. Not quite. Some deliveries are coming. How is the steel looking in general? Is it bad? Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's really bad. Okay, at least the iron is going. There's trains coming. So, how are the walls faring? It's okay. I kind of turned the sounds off, or at least turned them down, very quiet. which I'm extremely happy about. Alright, I think this LDS train is good enough. Yeah, we got the motors too. Okay, great. So now let's launch. Wait, landing pad. Yes, we're ready. Full. Good. The signals are ready. The logic is ready, I think. So we'll hit launch. So now the cargo is unaccounted for. But hopefully this flag is working, and it is. So the output signals are blocked. And we're rapidly building this, but I think this is enough time for it to arrive, and there it's arrived. And now it's basically accounted for because it's in the cargo station, and there's a brief, like, kind of stuff not accounted for when it goes through here, but that's not a big deal. So I think then that's going to work. Let's go back and look and make sure. So now it's, okay, this just now finished. So we're more than happy with that. The new rocket is getting set up, and well, there's not really much to ask for, I guess, except for steel. So sounds good to me. So then this is just getting unloaded, and hopefully soon we should see the base start going up, getting up and active again. So yeah, we get some belts going again, so that's good. Some space science is already going again, so great to see, great to see. Awesome. So now we have space science more or less automated, and we just kind of need to think about how to trigger the space station. And I hope that the trains aren't being silly. I'm very worried about the trains getting stuck somewhere because of how many logistics networks stations I have with that mistake in them. Just so many buyers, oh my gosh. Alright, but I think we have lots of ammo, so that's good. Although we haven't activated the ammo yet for the main base. We haven't been really producing much military science at all. Okay, so we do see some just bots. Well, alright, what's going on with the other base? So we actually don't actually have any bots. And what was the other thing? Clip explosives somehow? Okay, clip explosives are going. They're fine. So I think there's a problem with lubricant. So we might need to deal with that. Okay, but we should, it looks like we have automation 3 is here. So we can actually start making, let's, yeah, we can replace this with gears again. And we can start making assembling machine 3s. Hey. We definitely want these. Okay, the base is looking pretty good. See, we've already, the cargo rocket cargo is also, management is looking good again too. We're basically using a bunch of this LDS and motors. So even more has been allocated to the cargo rocket. And we're running hard on space pipes and belts, and space science is now going full blast. We've built a good number of those guys. recycling facility is working around the clock. And we're on the way to more space science. Yay. All right, cool. Okay, the trains are back to life. Or the chain network's looking good, other than not having steel. Oops. Some iron plate has been delivered, I guess. But the steel is struggling. The iron is finally going pretty strong, pretty consistently. At least there's deliveries on the way. I mean, it's not like we don't have iron. We have tons of iron. What we probably don't have much of is oil. We're really struggling on oil. I've basically gotten every single resource node except for one in the borders. So we do want to build some oil out here. So I'm just gonna pull this over here a little bit. To put it in range, but we don't. Okay, not like that, I guess. Just want it to be part of this network. So that's just for future. But yes, we're lacking iron, we're lacking steel. Not the worst problem, I would say, but we have this one. Cool. All right, things are working. I just like working too well. This is fun. I enjoy just taking a little ride around the bus. But it does look like there's a lot of stuff on one side. So another thing we might want to do is build a little lane balancer. So I think the idea would be to have it coming like this, and the lane balancer can look like this. It's usually a sufficient lane balancer. So let me put some of these wires on. One downside of this is that you can't put a wire on a splitter. And so we can't measure what's in the splitter at the right moment. But I think it'll be okay. Okay, so something like that is what we want. And so then we can just cut this. Where should we put it though? I think just we'll put it around the bend. Kind of like right here or so. It's fine. Yes. All right, that should have worked, I hope. And that will cause a bit of flickering in the numbers, but not to the extent where it's going to mess anything up. I don't think too significantly. So I'm going to try to live with that for now. It's also going to mess up my ability to do this, which is the bigger problem. Okay, maybe not. I can do it. I got lane balanced. This is fun. I like the sushi belt. You can actually see it. Okay, I'm fine with that. Awesome. Okay, great. So we are humming along, building science, building pipes, building the logistics items, but very slowly. I think it Might be time for more of this. Because this seems to go very slow. So I'll do more. Why not? Can I not? And I think, oh no, I didn't copy them correctly. I gotta copy the belts to make sure the wires are there. Great, okay. It's quite important to do that. But that seems good. So we're just gonna come through, I guess, some of the science now. We could try to build more labs, maybe? I don't know. I think this is seems to be keeping up. Got our lean balancer. Let's go back to the ground and check on the rocket. Okay, so yeah, we're just, this is how much LDS and stuff we've been through already, so quite a bit. Let's see, the mall is just, seems fine, other than our big motor production is down because something to do with the lubricant. Oh, it's because this is backed up. This thing is backed up, so we're not consuming the plastic and such, so we're not making lubricant. So this is an issue. But I'm not sure what to do about that. I think I might have to just reallocate the bot production to the main hub. So it's just, I mean, I'm only using those engines to build bots, so we could build bots here as well. So maybe here would be good, or over here. We're on the verge of getting the blue belts, which I basically have ready to go. So if I made this flying robot frames, and I make this bots, so we'll do this. We'll do this. And just have bots being made here. Oops. Something like that. Whatever, it's fine. This is all we need. Let's get our module inserter. Can I even use that? There's a little bit of a problem with the module inserter. I can't actually use it. Nav, go away. Because even if I put it there, when I go to nav mode, I can't grab it. It's not in nav mode. Interesting. Oh well. Okay, but then I think we're kind of just sitting here waiting for some space science to get done. We'll just do now the blue belts, I guess, since they're ready finally. Hello, blue belts. All right, we need to then. Yeah, there's no circuits. All right, hold on. We just have to. I have to do this. Then let's want there to be modules there. But we also want to build one more station for the loop, and then we'll call the session. All right, the plan is to basically just do this again. And this will be a station for lubricant, but we'll change this to a lubricant request, which would be like here. Okay. And then we'll just connect the pipes. And that should give us blue belts. Not that we have the iron to support it or anything. And then this will be FRS, I guess. Cool. All right. Nice. So I think then this is good. We're now automatically configuring the cargo rocket to demand what we need for the space station based on just these combinators and sending back the signals. And our sushi belt is doing great. It's doing great things, just fantastic things. So we are loving life as we continue to just churn through space science and try to hammer out building a lot of belts and such. Okay, this production really increased the rate of production. Who would have thought? And yeah, we're backing up actually now in space science. So maybe we could build more labs. We do have one more lab, but just very little room. Just put it here, I guess. That's kind of the great part of this. Is you can almost put things anywhere. Nice. So I guess we'll just, get a third lab going. Why not? And yeah, we'll be racing through space science here. And then, we'll see what's next. We'll just have to start working out some space sciences and figuring out the plan for what to build next and how to extend the mall and build more things like the space manufactory. But I think this will be a good place to call the session. And so we're really loving our new Sushi Belt Space Laboratory, and now we have the cargo rocket pretty much automated. We just have to manually launch a rocket still, but we'll fix that once we're really starting to get to that phase, but I think we're not really ready for that yet. But then, the lab is looking good, and then we'll call it here. There you go, Factorio. I am Pax. See you next time.